Hey, my tribe. This is Queen Amina Black Love coming at you with a review for Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode number 12, Unanswered Questions. This week's episode dealt with unanswered questions that the couples may have had, pertaining to their marriage. So they met with the experts to talk about possible issues that they have really not discussed about highs in the marriage and things that could possibly break or make the marriage. And with decision today, being right around the corner, these couples really need to sort of dig deep to hash out any issues that they may have, that they've been reluctant to talk about or just have maybe just overlooked in the throes of this marital bliss that they're going through. So the first couple I want to start with is Eric, and you'll hear him talking about some of the highs in the marriage.
From the minute we saw each other, it was instant connection, like daily life, like just laughing, joking, like just living normal lives without dealing with any issues or anything. We're so good. Like we get along. Like it's amazing. And I love her. I really do. So I don't want to fight with her.
It just goes back to you understanding you're married, dude, and that's it.
I'm not gonna put up with any bull. To be honest, I'm just not.
Done. What do you want from me? What do you want?
So you heard Eric talk about, how great things are, but the major thing that I took note when he was talking is when they're not dealing with issues, right? And he's saying he doesn't want to fight with her, but it seems like every time they come up with something that they don't totally agree on, there's a fight. There's an argument. He's ready to, throw it all away and walk out of the door. Here, this is what I'm doing. You can do what you want to do. These ultimatums. So sort of Virginia's talk with the expert, she talked about what love should be, loyalty no matter what. And yet every time something comes up, he's ready to, hit the door. So some of their really unanswered questions are this drinking thing. There's a big contention around the drinking. So with Eric, they were trying to come up with some type of compromise, some way to solve, the drinking, or to put a little bit of a lessen the drinking, I guess I should say, some sort of way. So the suggestion was one weekend out of the month, and Virginia did have troubles with that, saying that she didn't want to reschedule, that type of thing. Another thing of contempt for them is the childbirth or having children. Eric wants children. Virginia, one, she's afraid of the whole process, and two, she's afraid of sort of repeating, what her parents did and being a bad mom. So they've got those two issues to deal with, and I want to throw in the control issue because Eric does seem to be a little bit controlling. He's not really taking on the role of a husband. He's being a little bit dogmatic and trying to control Erica, trying to control Virginia. I'm even renaming her Erica to go with Eric. But he's a bit controlling, and I think he needs to reel that in a whole lot because Virginia is an adult. She's not a child, and he has these points where he speaks to her like she is. So I don't think they'll make it, certainly for the first 8 weeks. Beyond that, I don't know. So we'll just watch and see. But my prediction for this couple is yes, they'll make it.
A stable guy. He loves his dogs. He's proud of his house. He's loyal. If I called him right now and I was like, hey, I need help with something, like he would be there for sure. He's built a great life for himself so far. But
dude, he's an 80s freak.
all right, that freaks me. We gotta change that. The 80s stuff, and everything I've asked, he has done. I connect to people so easily, and I just do not.
Well, it seems to me that Jacob has made changes for you, but it doesn't seem like you've really made any.
This whole process has been sort of me trying to play by her rules to make a connection.
He couldn't really verbalize to me what he's been doing for 10 years other than moving.
Okay, so now we all know that Haley is not physically attracted to Jacob. So she went on this spiel about what he's been doing for the last 10 years and tried to lay it there. Like, what does she think he's been doing? Does she think he's been hiding bodies in the basement for the past 10 years? I mean, why is that such an issue? So Jacob's answer was his friends have been getting married and having children. And since that's not what he's been doing, he's sort of been a loner for the past 10 years and, just sort of on his own. there's a lot of disparages, with this couple. But for me, the main thing is that Haley's not attracted to Jacob. To me, it's the same narrative as Chris and Paige, only we're not, putting it that way, but that's what it is. So some of the questions that they say they may have is, why did she pull back, and what does she want in a husband? Well, we've seen Jacob do everything she wants him to do. And like I said, he's still Jacob. So that's her issue with Jacob, is that he's still Jacob. There's nothing else to it. And from the beginning, I've said I don't think this couple will work. And my answer still today is I don't think this couple will work. And maybe one day Haley will really tell us what the real deal is, why she really does not like Jacob and can't deal with Jacob. But to this point, she's sort of keeping it, on the low. We really don't know what's going on with them. But, back to what I said before, it's Jacob.
Attraction to her. Yeah.
So now let's talk about Vincent and Brianna.
I'm thinking like about the future. I'm thinking about kids. Like 4 kids, that is a big deal for me. Make it happen. We're very much into family, so we come from a warm place, and that's what we brought to our relationship.
Free. It's like a real fear in me.
I could potentially be a divorced man. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so needless to say, my little bubble is bust here. This is my favorite couple, if you haven't heard it before, Vincent and Brianna. So with them, they were doing good, rolling right along, but then we came to find out some of their unanswered questions, it turns out to be, having children. Also communication, because their communication styles are different. So they still have points of contention there. But the big thing that we found out this week is that she does not particularly want to have children now. She says she has health issues, and second, again, she's afraid of the whole process. Vincent is not wavering on that at all. He says he wants kids. That's a no-go for him if she does not want kids. That could end the marriage. And he's so specific about it. He's saying he wants 4 kids. Back to the communication style and the way they do things, Brianna has this point where she just doesn't budge on certain things, and certain things are really ridiculous, like, bedtime, what time you get up, what time you go to bed, those type of things. We have to compromise on those things. And I think with a little push here and there, they'll compromise on those. I think they'll make it. They're just going to have to work. Brianna's going to change her mind and go ahead and go through with childbirth. 4, I don't know, but I think they'll make it. I look for this couple to stay together. Now let's talk about Claire and Ryan. Oh boy.
I would take 10 out of 10.
You guys have not consummated the marriage.
Guys are still waiting on any recourse?
Correct. Yeah. Try to do a little bit deeper.
But do you see that happening anytime soon?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with this couple. I know one thing I can say for sure: they're a bit delusional. Claire, you heard her say at the beginning that they are a 10 out of 10 when they are, struggling with 2 of the major topics when it comes to not only marriage but life, the sex issue and the religion issue. There was clips shown where Claire was saying how she was, sort of getting him off every night and nothing's happening on her side. So this couple is really going through issues. Like they're living in this fantasy land where they see their relationship a whole lot different than everybody else does. So some of the questions that they wanted Claire to push for is, how do we get to I love you? And he needs to ask her, how do you feel about not having sex? So this couple sort of gave me a headache. Because it's just odd. Their whole setup to me is kind of odd because they don't see things as, reality. And we don't know what the holdup is with Ryan for sex. They are married. It's not like they are married. And mind you, they've only been married for a couple weeks. That is kind of fast, to to break the deal and go ahead and make it happen. But they are a married couple. Do I think they will make it? Do I think they will last? Yes.
I can't apologize to her.
What's the purpose of that? Purpose was to hurt you.
Chris and Paige, my God, today. Check
But
this
she's
out.
not the type of woman. If I was in a bar or I was at church or something like that, that I would say, "Oh man, let me go try to talk to
Why
her."
not?
Um,
Straight up.
I think it would have to be the physical features, like the face.
Besides her physicality,
Give me something about her that really you just did not like.
It was the physicality.
it was just the physical.
Yeah, I wasn't attracted to the face. And I'm not being disrespectful here, but there's so many beautiful, you know what I'm saying, black queens, white queens, Hispanic queens here in the city of Atlanta, and I just feel like it shouldn't be hard to find somebody that's, because I'm not that picky, but no, I
Chris,
but
you're not
this-
that picky.
y'all, out of all the millions of women here, y'all picked the one that was just like,
With a face like that, okay? He had the nerve to call Paige a butterface. I mean, basically that's what he called her. And that is when, he said she was good on paper. He even mentioned before how her shape was nice, but it's everything but her face. So he called her a butterface with a face like he has. This is a whole entire mess. And I say onward and upward for Paige. But some of the high points for them has to be none, absolutely none, unless they toked out off camera and we didn't see it. That would be the only high moment for them. So Dr. Pepper, had no problem laying it out there. This dude is a narcissist. He's someone you wouldn't run from. So Paige, her question for him was, why did you start this process and then not commit to follow through? We don't know. It's all about Chris for him. He cares little to none for anybody else. And so, of course, we know this is going to be a no, even though there's footage showing that decision day, they were saying they were undecided. Or should I say Chris was speaking for Paige, saying that they were undecided. But, it was crazy. It was just a total crazy, unbelievable ride where it was a setup for Paige, I think. I mean, because, if you looked at Chris, you had to know he could not have been good for the show. You had to know the dude had just, broke off an engagement. So why would you put him on a show to get married? But anyway, I hope Paige gets a second chance. They do have this Married at First Sight second chance. Hopefully she'll get a chance there. But there was nothing great about this relationship. Chris, of course, is a total narcissist. It's everybody else's fault but his. He went so far as to say, any race, you could have picked any race. And then you gave me this person. So, feel bad for Paige, but Paige entertained it. And I'm sure at this point she's letting it go. This is a done deal with this couple.
You can go ahead and break it.
And of course, she's talking about breaking her heart over and over again. She finally went ahead and moved out of the apartment that they never shared together, packed up her bags and left there. So that's pretty much where we're at with a few weeks left before decision day comes. So y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this week's episode. I reviewed a little bit late, but yet and still, these are the things that I thought were interesting in this week's show. So next week, they're going to be, still discussing these unanswered questions type thing, and they'll be fighting, of course, again, and you can guess which couples will be fighting. So much about lifestyle changes, that need to happen. And then we have a couple that's going to continue to try to make it happen, even though my opinion on that is a no. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Before you know it, we'll be at decision day. And I made my claims. So guys, subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free. Thank you so much for watching me. This has been Queen Amina Black Love. Much love and peace to your day. Bye-bye.